Shalom, back with another lesson. Let me pull this lesson up real quick. This video, this one right here.
Everyone to listen up.
All right. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call Loyim La Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Shamka, call Taparath, Wakabad La Shamka, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is the name of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, whom the world ignorantly calls God in JC. All right. Bahasham means in the name. So Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. All right. Barakatah is what you heard me saying at the beginning. Bless you or worship you. All right. Barak is worship, bow down, and Atah is you. So this is the Paleo Hebrew, which is a part of the second covenant that we're entering into. All right. Zephaniah, 3rd chapter, the 9th verse, clearly states that the Most High will return unto us His name in the pure language before His coming, that the elect, which is translated into chosen, can call on Him in one accord. And this is where we at with it. All right. Double honors and salutations to the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone, as well as the elder bishops, and greetings to the hopeful, faithful elect. All right. True biblical bloodline Israelites, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, as well as the Israelite foreigner Gentiles that might look like the heathen nation. And I'm going to just freestyle this through the spirit. But check this out.
All right, I need everyone to listen up for this because it's pretty terrifying. This just came across my feed and I just can't stop thinking about it. It's an internal memo from AutoZone that was leaked.
Now, he said it came across his feed. You got a lot of people that like to write a lot of this conspiracy stuff off, which at this point, a lot of these things are not conspiracies. They're actually, they're not theories. They're not conspiracy theories. They're conspiracies. Look up the word conspiracy. All right. So let's play this. All right.
Not meant for the common U.S. citizen, just meant for their managers, their district managers, their parts managers, their store managers. And the subject line alone should terrify all of us.
And let me just clarify something. Thank the Lord, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. I'm gonna have to go back into this lesson, going into the internet, because the Lord set us up, the prophets, in 2000, in modern ages, to do the same thing as the ancient prophets. When you read the books of the Bible, the New Testament, those are epistles to the members of the body. Well, the Lord set us up, all right, on the internet now. All right, so that this word could reach the uttermost parts of the earth in a, reasonable time. Because in the ancient world, there's more people on the earth, and there's no way we can cart and buggy mail to get these letters. You know what I mean? So the truth is went global and digital. Psalms 19, we always break that down. But see, one thing that is done, it's exposed the so-called white man, these devils that are behind the scene, which that's not their real nationality is found in the Bible, the Edomites. And the elites of their people are running from these facts because they know that they're the Edomites and they know who we are. Another topic for another time, but one of the members of their body, all right, these I forget who it was. I think it's one of the I don't want to say their name right now. The Rock is here, one of those members. It's one of them guys up there. He has, there's a famous quote that's floating around of his, and he said the worst thing that we could have done was create the internet, because through the internet they can't control the media as well as they used to, because you have live streaming. Okay, if something happens in the damn jungle, if you got an internet and some service, man, you can up it live, bro. Something happens right on the spot and it's a false flag. It's a staged event. You actually have people that can record, anything, any fugazi situation, right? So a lot of the revealing of these people has come from the internet. That's why their secrecy is blown. All right. And it started with the prophets, because YouTube started out as a cute little family, website thing where you could record your dog and cats. I remember that. I remember when YouTube first came out. I remember when all these platforms first came out. Now it's nothing but conspiracy theory, which majority of stuff is not conspiracy theory. It's not a theory. It's a fact. Okay. It's a hidden council. These are hidden councils, man, that are being done in the background. Okay. To wage war on you people. And it's actually the Heavenly Father waging war on you through the powers that be. Okay. And Lord's willing, I'm freestyling this, so I'm trying to remember everything I want to get. Let me let him speak, though. So the point is, you people, oh, see, that's just conspiracy theory. Well, these people that work for these corporations, right? These people are going to be directly affected as well. So a lot of these people at the top of these corporations are getting these pass down letters of these, demonic, draconian, demands and protocols, and they're just uploading it. They're uploading it right away. Okay, it's not like they're being paid off and then they're gonna get to go sail away, sunset. No, all right, because the so-called white man doesn't care anymore. All right, he's getting ready to bring out the sword, so he knows that you people, it's more of a spirit. Like, what you gonna do about it? That's how far you people have allowed the devil to corner you,
Because it says, and I'm not paraphrasing here, how AutoZone will navigate the impending supply shortage of motor oil, diesel engine oil, and specialty fluids. Inside the memo, they describe...
You see, this is a legit memo. You see?
What is coming as the largest supply shortage of those types of fluids in modern history of America. A 40% drop in the available supply, 40% of motor oil, the very thing that every single car and truck in this country needs just to function. And I need us to really pay attention to this right now, because we are not talking about a luxury item or something optional. We're talking about something that keeps people getting to work, getting their kids to school, keeping their small businesses running. And while that memo was being sent out quietly to corporate managers, nobody was telling us, the common U.S. citizen. Nobody sent us a heads up. And this does not happen in a vacuum. This is the direct result of a lawless regime that has thrown...
Yeah, a lawless regime that is being used by the Heavenly Father to judge the masses of the people. Okay? The Lord has spoken through his prophets. Don't nobody want to hear the truth, man. Even on outside of the prophet, people don't want to hear truth. Everyone speaketh flattery. The phone had to chime. And see, there's a natural order that the Most High set up in the earth, man. There's a natural order. Okay, there are divine laws. You people call it Mother Nature. Well, there are divine laws that if you in the spirit, because we're spiritual first. All right, if these things are perpetually broken, right, then the earth will fight back, which the earth is under the vibration of the Lord. Okay. Okay, you can't consume what already is. All right, it'll consume you first. And that's literally the Heavenly Father's name. He is Yahweh. Okay.
Global trade into chaos with reckless tariff policy and destabilized relationships with the rest of the world, while the Mango Mussolini plays golf and posts on his True Social and godly hours all night long. The MAGA machine cheers him on, and his followers keep treating him like a messiah, while the rest of us are about to be standing in an auto parts aisle staring at him.
Yeah, the staff in their hand is my indignation. Where's that? Isaiah the 10th chapter. The Lord put the staff in these devils' hands to do this, okay, to judge you people. All right, that's what indignation means. Let me get something. And these things are trying to skip out of my mind as I'm getting it. See, so you people have induced hell and evil to yourselves, man. Okay. What was we finna get? Okay. All right, induce. Look up the word induce, right? Or summon. You're summoning great evils upon yourselves. Okay? Fanning your hand at the Lord, keeping this Christianity madness bullshit up, this self-righteousness, this pseudo-religion, this sign. you believing in this Scientology, and then you're just Christian. You're worshiping idols, all right? And in times past, it would have been something the Lord could wink at. But honestly, the Lord has set up his prophets predominantly out of Great Millstone all around every city in America. And if not, you could, okay, we putting forth these digital epistles, just like the disciples of old. When Paul wrote to the church of Corinth, or, you know what I'm saying? Rome wrote letters to Rome, Thessalonica. All right. These digital epistles online, day and night, 24 hours a day. You could tune in to what the Lord is saying, his voice. Okay. And we know you people are watching, because we hear the talking points in every facet of social media. It says, and in that day, my bad. Let me hit this point real quick. All right. So you're summoning, man, where's that at, man? I know it's in this chapter. Real quick, man. Real quick, man. Cruel Lord, man. Let me just get this real quick. Cruel Lord. I know it's in Isaiah. Yeah, there it is. I was just in that chapter. This is Isaiah 19:4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. The scriptures say, I have created the wicked for the day of evil. The word evil means bad times. So the wicked are the Edomites. Malachi, the first chapter, first and foremost. Then you can speak about, because, a lot of people argue, well, everybody's wicked. There are wicked people in every nation. That's true. But it starts with the nation of Esau, Edom, the border of wickedness. All right. So that's how you have to apply this first and foremost. Okay. So the Most High, the Egyptians, let's see it. Let's go to the scripture. What does the Egyptians represent right here? Let's get it. I am the Lord. This is Exodus 20:2. I am the Lord Yahweh thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. It represents bondage. It doesn't represent the actual geographical location. It represents oppression, slavery, because you Israelites are in your captivity. And this also applies to the rest of you people. You people have picked up the Bible, and now you will be judged by the Bible. Okay, America's never been a God-fearing country. America's never been a beacon of light to the world, or this place that God set up as a beacon of righteousness. Never. Okay, that was all what you said. The power, the God of this world, which is the spiritual demon Satan and his physical counterpart, Esau, Edom, the race of Edomites, the red people. Okay, the so-called white man. Phone had to chime. And even among the nation of Edomites, what you so-called white people, you have Israelites. So you have Israelites that look like so-called white people. Okay, but at the end of the day, all right, this is good set against evil. Jacob against Esau. So the Lord is dealing with nations. What nation do you come out of? Because the Israelites are the sons of God. All right, the seed of the righteous, which will all make it into the kingdom eventually, right? But the seed of the wicked are the Edomites. Isaiah 24. So this is who's over you. Isaiah 24 in the city of confusion is broken down. You see, 24:10. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. And this is the build up. This is what I'm speaking about when I'm saying the world, the inhabitants of the world have summoned, okay, the Heavenly Father's anger and plagues to come. Okay, the wicked, you've summoned up the wicked. I have created the wicked for the day of evil. That'll be like you having the big bully on the street, and then here comes this guy out of nowhere to bully him. Okay, you people have been utterly seduced to be complete degenerates to this point. So you can't blame Satan. You can't blame the powers that be. You see what I'm saying? And that's what these people were set up for. All right. And we're gonna get into this. You summoned this to yourself. Where is that in Sirach 34th chapter? The duality of the Most High. The Most High set the spiritual demon Satan up and he set up these people, okay, Ephesians the 6th chapter, in high places, what? To rule the earth, Job 9:24, because this is the last go around before the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be a perfect world here on the earth, a paradise, right? That's what the kingdom of heaven is, all right? You don't have to be Casper the Ghost, right? That's a fucking fable, man. All right. This is Isaiah 24 and 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws and changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Now, why did you do that? I'm gonna get that next. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. You heard the lesson. No more oil, bro. This is going to be a domino effect to violence and all the chaos to come as well. Cannibalism. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Now focus on they have transgressed the laws in the 5th verse. Because they have transgressed the laws. Let's go here real quick. Why did you do that? You were deceived. Okay? Everything you know was a deception. Even your basic education, deception. Notice they didn't teach you how to be self-independent, how to run a business, the little cheat codes, okay, how to use the monetary system. They didn't teach you anything, man. Okay? All the history they taught you was a lie. White supremacy. Okay? And you'll still deny that. And see, whether or not this happens right away or whether or not they kick the can down the road, this is what's coming. You don't have another 5 years. Okay? And I put it that way because really you don't even have close to 5 years. But I put it that way to show you how close we are, all right, to the Lord delivering us from this destruction, man. Okay? And we're not talking about no goddamn rapture. Okay, that's not in the scriptures, all right? This is Habakkuk 2. Remember, it says they transgressed the law. This is Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, because he transgressed it by wine. So who is this talking about? This is talking about the proud man, Esau, Edom, the wicked. The same wicked that are ruling over the earth. He transgresseth by wine. What is wine? It's philosophies and doctrines. Pseudoscience, that's wine. Scientology, that's wine. Now, there are some truths to science, but there's a lot of lies within the so-called white man's science so that he can exalt himself as God. This is what the scriptures warn us against, science falsely so-called. Because science, the definition of science simply means to know. And to know, you got to study what already is. All right, so there's nothing new under the sun. Okay, this devil is not doing anything new. Okay. So he transgresseth by wine. Everything this man you've been taught from this man is wine, man. And what does wine do? It inflames you. It makes you drunk. You drink too much of it, you become drunk. You see, it says he is a proud man. Yeah, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is a proud man. This is who's ruling over you. Neither keepeth at home. Okay, he just went over there to Iran. He started war over there. He just went to Venezuela. He's all over, and he got his people set up in Mexico. Okay, he got his people set up in all throughout the world. And then the places that appears that he's not there, he has his hands in the pockets of those leaders. Who enlargeth his desire is hell. So wherever he goes, he's bringing some bad times. And is as death and cannot be satisfied. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Yeah, melting pot. So here in America, this is what you people have brought upon yourselves. Okay? Doing wickedness, adultery. Adultery is running rampant in America. Okay? Women sleeping around and they already got a husband. And guess what? Another thing, sex is marriage. See, that's another very important natural law of the scriptures that you should understand. Because you got people thinking, oh, he didn't get on his knee. We didn't go to the courthouse and get married, so I'm not married. And then just adultery is running rampant. You see how the ordinance of the Lord has brought, without keeping that, has brought curses to the earth. And a lot of you still don't believe that. Because what is the whole duty of man? It's to serve the Lord. It's not to get a college degree. Look at all this shit. They're telling you now that a college degree is useless. You got people with college degrees working at McDonald's, nigga. In hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of debt, and they getting ready to start garnishing you people's debts. We've been telling you that. I remember the apostles bringing that out, bro. Years ago, probably like 8 years ago, bro. Yeah, when we get to the end of this thing, they're going to start mandating and making you pay all your debts back. Okay, they changing all kind of laws, man, to dip right into your account in the worst time ever. You would think they'd be more gracious because of the state of the economy, but this is the Lord's wrath against you people, man. This is Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Okay, see, now you people didn't do this. This is what we did. We remembered the creator in the days of our youth, before any of these evil days, before any of these evil times. Okay, out of sincerity. You see? It says, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. And now it really don't mean nothing to say you serve the Lord now, because now you're afraid of the possibilities of what can happen. You don't know where this is going. All right. The Lord don't damn near have no pleasure in you at this point. Okay, I'll serve the Lord now just because, I mean, it's nothing else. That's what, I mean, would you want a partner, man? A spouse? Oh, I'm with him just because I ain't had nowhere else to go. That's what you people own, man. You fake ass Christians, man. You know, it says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and this is your economist, they're trembling. Okay, the whole markets can shift instantly. Every market out there, from railroad industry, grocery markets, the oil markets. Okay, immediately when that Iran war thing popped off, they started moving gas prices. And they really didn't have to, but it's all about foresight. You see what I'm saying? So in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, so they're looking at these things, and it's crazy because even some of these corporations, the more big ones, some of them are not even being told what to do or what's getting ready to actually go down. Okay. So these keepers of the house would have to be plugged in with the Chaldean sector, which is the high, them high level, the Edomites up there that do high level witchcraft and drink blood and that Epstein shit, It says, and do them rituals, you know what I mean? It says, but they got different sects among Esau. He got astrologers, prognosticators, all kind of different shit going on up there, man. It says, so your presidents and stuff, that shit, they don't control shit. Your mayors, your governors, they're just they're giving a script in front of you to make you believe that somebody's fighting for you. Somebody's always fighting for you. It's just not going the right direction. They're not, there's nothing they can do, but they're still fighting for you. It's called controlled opposition, and you fall for it every time. They say the definition of insanity is somebody that keeps doing the same thing over and over again. And this is why the Lord keeps us doing these lessons, the same thing over and over again, because it's very easy to fall back to sleep with the way this place is set up, man. Everything is a trap, all right, to snare your soul. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. Speaking about the jobs. There's going to be no more grinding. All right. And those that look out the windows shall be darkened. It's going to be no hope. All right. Once you get to the point where I gotta have enough gas just to get to work, and I can't afford nothing else, man. You'll see a lot of people going to give up, man. So the windows shall be darkened. You're going to look out the window. You're not going to see any future. All right. The strong men are going to bow themselves. All of these guys in society that are looked at as strong. When something go down, we know these guys will step up. There are no men like that. And the Lord is showing you people, where's all your gang members? Okay? Because I know this. I grew up in the hood. For some reason, you Negro Latinos and the Native Americans, you think that if anything happens, if the so-called white man come down on your ass, that your gang members or shit is going to be like your standing army. And that's not true. Okay, they're in the back pocket of the so-called white man. Them niggas is damn near homosexuals when they come to the damn so-called white man. Okay? You see? And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. Yeah, it's not going to be any jobs, businesses. Hey, you think you saw businesses? A lot of you act like it didn't happen during the COVID era. You know how many small businesses were egregiously affected, if not shut down? You see a lot of businesses barely hanging on, man. You see certain foundations that done switched businesses 4 times in 4 years. One business pop up, get a loan, make it a taco shop. That shit go out of business 6 months. Something else, an ice cream store, then that shit go out of business, you know, because of the overhead, the cost, man. You know, and so this oil thing, you got to think it affects everything. It affects transportation businesses. Okay, it affects the trucking industry. Food prices got to go up. All of those prices are going to pass down to the customer. And ultimately, okay, a lot of this shit has to shut down. The super elite, they want majority of this shit shut down. A lot of this shit is unaccounted for in the New World Order. Okay, they're getting ready to take a lot of you people's liberties away because the little hats, which are governing your country, are getting ready to wage war on you. There's all kind of videos popping up of people taking videos of helicopters dumping these ticks, these GMO ticks, genetically modified ticks. You know, people are showing videos of themselves being all bitten up by these things. Okay, they say that May is the month of the virus, man. That's what they're titling this month. These viruses are looming. Okay, who you think is bringing all this hell? We just read a little bit of it. Esau, man, the wicked, and this is only the beginning. But let's finish this. Let me go here. Again, I have created the wicked for the day of evil, and the staff in their hand is my indignation. So let's get, again, we spoke about natural law, which you're not going to find natural law in the Bible. But I'm trying to put it in a context to how you people talk. Like, you speak about nature, and nature has certain, what do they say? Like laws you got to govern by. Like they say the law of gravity or the law of this, right? Well, you have cause and effects. If you're going to have laws, then you have penalties for breaking those laws or judgments, right? And before we get that, let me get these few scripts. Let me just run through these 2 scriptures real quick. You did? Let's see, 28. This is Jeremiah 35:15. Jeremiah 35:15. All right. I have sent also unto you all my servants, the prophets, rising up early and sending them, saying, return ye now every man from his evil way, and amend your doings, and go not after other gods to serve them. And that's what we've been sent for. Nothing more, nothing less. Whatever else you was thinking or you got to say, it's pointless. Whatever your imagination is telling you, whatever those demons are telling you, we were here to tell every man to return, you know, from his way of doing evil, to amend your doings and go not after the gods to serve them. And that's what you did. You went after the gods of you know, this world, Christianity, YOLO. You only have one life to live. There's all kind of ideologies. Those are all idols, all gods, all, you know, rebellion and witchcraft you put in before the Most High. So you've summoned these things unto yourself because the truth is here now. The Lord has shown a great extent of mercy by sending the prophets. And what do? You do like they've always done. You say, oh, those people are crazy. Oh, we don't want to hear that. Okay. It says, your doings, go not after the gods to serve them. And that's what you did. You went after money. You went after this, okay, this dream you was sold by the so-called white man. And ye shall dwell in the land which I have given you and your fathers. But ye have not inclined your ear, nor hearkened unto me. So let's get, what was we going to get? Oh, yeah. So now we can go back to Leviticus. This is a cold chapter right here, man. This is shit. And see, all of this is going to lead to, because I want to get 2nd Esdras 15th chapter to finish it out. All of this is going to be a build up to what we constantly bring out. We bring out 2nd Esdras the 15th and 16th chapter every time we hold the book, man. Because it's literally jumping off the pages. Matthew 24 and 2nd Esdras the 15th, 16th chapter. This is where we're at in prophecy. Revelations. We're at the end of the books, man. We're at the end of all the books. This is Leviticus 26 and 24. Then will I also walk contrary unto you and will punish you yet 7 times more for your sins. So the earth has always been chaotic because judgment goes out daily. But now 7 times more is turning up. 7 is the number of completion. The Lord's going to make a complete finish of his work and quickly at that. Why? Because the Lord has sent forth his prophets now. Okay, there is no more winking at you people's ignorance. Holy hell is about to come on every avenue, every end. There will be no escape. There will only be escape for the Lord's chosen ones. All right. It says, yeah. You see that? 20, and your strength shall be spent in vain. You see that? You're gonna be doing all of this shit to try to catch up, to save money. It's all gonna be done in vain. It's not. It don't matter. You know, for your land shall not yield her increase. What are they talking about? You know, all throughout America, shortages on fertilizer, and that the next few seasons of harvest is not going to be there. A true famine. Farmers are shutting down by the week, man. The farming business is cooked. All right. And it's mainly been turned up since these devils are putting the finished touches on this thing of what started during the COVID. The trajectory of what they were doing during the COVID. Okay. Operation Lockstep. All of this was a simulation. A reset, a part of the Great Reset. The Great Reset is really going to come with the push of the mark of the beast. That's where we at with it. But they have to destroy this system, the flow of this system first, you see? And your strength shall be spent in vain because you people don't understand what's going on. You know, you're kicking against the pricks. You're going against the grain and it's going to be to no effect. You might as well submit to the will of the Lord. But guess what? You're not going to do that. So your strength is going to be spent in vain. You're going to be lied to into your own oblivion. A lot of you are going to perish from just being severely ignorant. Hosea 4 and 6. For your land shall not yield her increase, neither shall the trees of the land yield their fruits. See? And Esau right now is being used as a catalyst because the Lord can do all these things himself. But he's already designated Esau Edom to be the wicked in the earth. Like this mad scientist villain at the end of the movie. Okay, so we're not in Egypt 1.0. We're in Egypt 2.0 because a lot of you think that the Lord's supposed to have grasshoppers everywhere, all throughout America at one time. No, there's different. The Lord got plagues going on in different parts of the land. You got crime going on more over here in pockets. You got people more sick over there. Certain places niggas is dying from diseases. Other places niggas getting bombed, blown up. Bitches getting kidnapped. You know, niggas being turned out into homosexuals, you know, demonic possessions, all that shit, man. You got a lot going on. That's all the judgment of the Lord. And ultimately, that fire is coming. You see, all of these things are going to be cleansed, okay, turned into chaff, man. All right, turn back into the elements, carbon, and re-nutrients, put that nutrients back into the earth and purify all the sediments That's all over the place. These toxic sediments. That's how hot it's going to be. The day cometh that shall burn as an oven. Malachi, the 4th chapter. And it's talking about an ancient world oven, not these modern ovens. We're talking about thousands of degrees of heat. You see? Let's get to the point now. Let's get 2nd Esdras and we're gonna wrap it up. You dig? 2nd Esdras 15th chapter. It says 2nd Esdras 15, and this is what's getting ready to happen. Because see, you people, you can't connect the dots. You'll say, "Oh, I don't see those things happening. Everybody's smiling and laughing. I got friends. I got this. People look happy, and people think shit is a game. Niggas running around riding these fucking electric scooters. Committing adultery, doing wickedness. Niggas got food stands and taco trucks and shit. Smoke your weed." But suddenly shall destruction, when they shall say peace and safety, then suddenly shall destruction fall upon them. You see? And this is how the devil works. Once he snared you, hey, he can feed. And pretty much you people are stuck. The siege is laid. I brought that out in my previous lesson. The siege is laid, man. Okay? It says 10, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. Yeah, because we're involved, we're in this too. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. All right. We're in our captivity. We're in the land of Egypt. You see, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before. See, so it said as before. It's not talking about ancient Egypt. It's talking about Egypt 2.0, spiritually Egypt. Okay. Which is Revelations 11 and 8, which is talking about Babylon the Great, America. You see, smitten with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Hey, the whole landscape of America, especially these major cities, will be changed damn near overnight once gas is at $10 an hour. Once people can't afford to, go to work, and the logistics and the prices are already insane. Shit, you gonna beg for these days back, man. Okay? It's going to get violent. See, it's going to get real violent. That's going to be the difference. All of this whole ass shit that's been going on. You got men out here that disrespect other men just because other women are around, or just because they want to impress women. And the only thing that's saving, that saves a lot of this degeneracy is the police. Because, people that have stuff to lose, they can't be going to jail behind some asshole. That the asshole wins at that point. Once you get to a certain understanding, you like, man, I ain't finna go do no jail unless you have to. Now, some things, man, as a man, you just got to stand 10 toes, and there's certain things. But for the most part, man, but see, we're coming at a time where the beta males and all of the disrespect, the dishonor, because there's supposed to be honor among men. All right. The honor, women don't have honor. All right. So you men, you rolling like women. All that shit, bro, that's getting ready to be dealt with, man. Okay? And see, that's what you call a coward. A coward is somebody who takes advantage of a situation knowing the outcome. Like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna do this because I know. That's not dignity, bro. That's not manliness, bro. And you women, you can forget it, man. You women, on an everyday, you create so many enemies. A lot of you women, you're so wicked. Okay. So the elect, the chosen, the Lord is not going to suffer us to be here anymore. This, to be in this state. This is why the Lord's finna just crash this motherfucker, man. Destroy this shit. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, or that God shall bring upon it. See, these are punishments. In the word, the Hebrew word for plague is makah. All right, M-A-C-A-H, right? Makah. It might be C-H-A-A-H, but I believe it's C-A. Yeah, I believe it's M-A-C-A-H. I believe so. All right, it means to break forth. So a plague doesn't have to be, flies filling up your apartment. You got an apartment full of flies and okay, anything that breaks forth. If you get sick with cancer, that's a plague. If you get a flu, that's a plague. If you got a tooth, your teeth rot, you got a root canal break forth in your mouth, that's a plague, in a sense. Okay. Now the Lord can stay you from the plague. He can heal you from the plague too. All right. It says but these are godly sorrows that's being sent out. They that till the ground shall mourn. We just talked about the fertilizer issue with the Strait of Hormuz being closed over there in the Middle East. That produces, like most of the world's fertilizer, because the scriptures tell you that when the wicked is in power, this Edomite, that the earth will not yield its strength. So the soil right now is depleted. These people, they don't keep the land Sabbath, so the fruit and the vegetables don't really grow anything. They're susceptible to a bunch of parasites and stuff like that because of the weak nature of the soil. So they need fertilizer, and they also use chemicals to try to keep the caterpillars and stuff away, stuff like that, the bugs and shit, which they're needed. Okay, they weed out the weak vegetables and weak fruits. But this devil's all about profit, right? So in turn, he just poisons your food, right? Genetically modifies it and takes the most nutrient parts out of it. That's a plague within itself. Okay, this is why Esau is also known as a pestilence, a plague, man, a curse, right? The so-called white man, he's the wicked. The earth is cursed under the wicked, man. The earth is mourning under the wicked. It speaks about that in Isaiah the 14th chapter. All right, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. See, and this is the Bible, man. You say, oh man, you guys are just negative. This is the most important part of the Bible, not John 3:16. Okay, we need salvation, man. All right. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. What is the sword? The gun. Today, the sword is the gun. Okay, nukes, drone technology. They're getting ready to bring out these robots, right? And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Yeah. All right, because shit is gonna get so real, and people are gonna be so angry and bitter, and that's the main thing. And then Sirach, the 39th chapter is going to be activated. Spirits created for vengeance. Because, a lot of people are already bitter. When you go out in public, people are projecting and shit that you don't even know. Well, just add this to the equation. Add these more adversities to the equation. And I kind of wanted to go into a lesson dealing with the oil and the wine. The true oil and the wine, okay, nothing will hurt them. It tells you that in Revelation. I think that's the 6th chapter, which we have the oil and this wine, the true doctrine and the oil. All right. Oil is running out worldwide, but we have the oils. Remember, the Lord said, man don't live by bread alone, but rather every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahweh Shema Shai. Because Yahweh Shema Shai said it would be a sure thing that we eat and drink. He's the one that's causing these plagues. We're reading about it. It says, one shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. And see, them guns, them swords in your hands, you people, you gonna run out of bullets. Then it's really gonna get real, because now a lot of you weak links, you just gonna get beat up, hands, it's gonna go back to that. Of course, bats and knives and shit, right? It's gonna be insidious out here, man. It says, there should be sedition among men and invading one another. See, it's just gonna be just archaic, invading one another, carjacking, stealing shit, home invasions. It ain't gonna be no food at the store. You're gonna need tissue, soap. You're going to need water. All right. You're going to be able to get away with the grape. You're going to need women. You see, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. So you're not going to even regard the police. You're not going to regard the government. And this is why they, that's why they got the military already stationed in these states. That's what that really was about. All of the paid riots. Okay. Really, it was all about getting you used to seeing military on the streets, predictive programming. I just did a lesson on that. Predictive programming, okay? All right. It says, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So it's going to get so violent for a season, these devils is going to let things go unchecked. You got millions of people in these cities. They're going to let you kill each other off. Predictive programming. They show you that in endless movies, countless movies. So it's going to get real. It's going to get, what I'm trying to say is the bullshit is going to stop, man. The bullshit is going to stop overnight, man. The rolling the eyes, the talking shit, the whispering, the murmuring. Okay, you're going to be fighting for your life. And all you're going to be doing is calling on God. And guess what? He ain't going to hear your ass. All right? Because you played him like a fiddle, man. You see? It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's martial law. They're going to cut off these cities. You ain't going to be able to travel from city to city. They've been telling you about this already. They call it 15-minute cities, which is a cute way of saying you're going to be locked down and you're not going to be able to travel 15 minutes without a 15-minute radius. That's a cute way of saying that. I'm sure you've heard about that. And if you're a have-not, which all of you people are going to be a have-nots, but what they're going to do is issue that chip. And they might credit you a few things once you take the chip and throw your ass back in the dungeon. But what I'm saying is a lot of people are going to be displaced. So you might not even get to no area where you could even travel out. A lot of people they're going to deem homeless and going to target and just throw in these concentration camps they got already waiting on your ass. You see? It's not a game, man. This is getting ready to be a military state, just a police state only. No more shopping and going to the mall. The world is getting ready to go into war, man. And these devils, they're getting ready to take their last stand against the Lord and his people, man. Well, I'm going to say the Lord because only the elect. All right. The rest of the Lord's people, they're batshit crazy right now. 2/3 is going to die off, man. Okay. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. Yeah, you brought this upon yourself. This is a very proud and wicked, evil country. A country that claims that God is with it, but there is no retribution for what happened here. And nobody cares. Even our own people don't care. They say that the God of the Bible gives the so-called white man a pass on everything. And, and that the Negro and they don't matter. No, the Negroes are the people, are the direct lineage of God himself. What the fuck are you talking about? You see? And then you got the Northern Kingdom, the Latin tribes, the so-called American indigenous, all throughout North and South America. Then you got Israelites that are scattered among these other nations. This is a very proud and hateful place. This is the total. If there's a kingdom of heaven, this is the complete opposite. And if you can't see that, then that means you're at one with this place. Okay, that's why. And Lord, you're gonna die with this place. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Men are gonna be afraid. So what you think women are gonna do? See, these women act tough now because this is a bitch ass society and you men allow them to. But once you niggas are out of the way, put it like this, once 911 go away, you niggas are out of the way. Because that's how you niggas play it. You play shit real sneaky, real safe. And you just hope that don't nobody put an end to your ass. That's all you do. That's how delusional you are. You're like a woman. See, a woman will do that. A woman will fight a dude that's like 6'5", just because she emotional. That's how you niggas are. She don't logically say, you know what? I'm not trained to fight this guy. I can't. Let me just shut up and walk. That's how a lot of you bitch ass niggas are, you know. So that shit gonna be out, man. You gonna have to really be about something. Okay, and a lot of you ain't even trained yourself as a man how to fight. There's no excuse. There's nobody should have to tell you that as a man you need to at least be able to defend yourself, man. Not alone a family. If you got to train yourself, then that's what you got to do. But to not do that, bro, you can't call yourself a man. Okay, yesterday I went into the Hebrew word for man, gabar, which means a champion or a warrior. You can't even defend yourself, but you out here talking shit and doing bitch ass shit. Anybody got a gun, anybody got a weapon, but you can't even defend yourself. The basic necessity of what a man is, defend himself, defend his family. You can't even do that. So what are you doing out here? Okay, you being a clown. You see? It says, and man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Okay? So, hey, man, shit. A lot of you dudes, you not built. Okay? The Lord has created the wicked for the day of evil. There's always somebody bigger and badder than you. So the Lord got this thing set up just perfect, man. There's always somebody bigger and badder than you, and the Lord gonna put a spirit to come for them motherfuckers to be on your ass, man. You gonna wonder why motherfuckers just want to take you out when they see you, man. All right? And man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. You gonna have people that's raiding your house for batteries, for flashlights, for soap, okay, for food, for your little sister. That's just the reality of it, man. Okay? And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Hey, a lot of these companies gonna go under overnight because they're not gonna keep producing food that nobody's gonna buy. Okay, the higher prices get, okay, people have to, people get to the point where, look, I'm not buying bread for $11, $20 a loaf. So in return, what? A nigga just go buy some flour and some water. So that company is just gonna have to stop making them products. Otherwise, they're gonna lose more money. They're gonna have to shut. You see? It said for the lack of bread. So people gonna have to raid each other's homes. You see? And see, when they issue the mark of the beast, they're gonna issue it as a thing of, well, look, this is a way that we can track everybody and make sure everybody's held accountable for what they do. Anybody that doesn't want to take this device, then okay, you're a terrorist. Okay, what you got up your sleeve? We need this. Okay, we have no more purchasing power. The dollar is collapsed. The cities are violent. We have an idea. We're gonna mandate everyone, and they're gonna have the military issue it out, or you're gonna be able to go to certain stations. Come get your chip. They've made movies about this. Come put the chip right underneath your skin. And if you don't want to, then guess what? They're going to execute your ass. That's what the scriptures say. So a lot of you Christians are getting ready to be exposed. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to really be about this. Because certain of the chosen elect will have to be beheaded. But that just goes to show that you would rather take death. That's an honorable death. So you got a lot of people that's really going to be tested, Revelations 3:9, whether or not you're really of the Most High. Because, there's a lot of lip service going on. And millions of you Christians are going to fail, man. Billions of you Christians are going to fail. You see? Because the Bible is not dealing with Christians. It's dealing with Hebrew Israelites. The original Christians were Hebrew Israelites that were being called Christians from a language barrier of Greek because of, the Roman Empire and stuff like that. They were persecuting the Mashiachim. That's the true way you would say it, the anointed ones. The word Christian is just a way of saying anointed. So this religion of Christianity is nothing but a pagan religion while you carry the Bible in your hand. All right, that's all it is. None of these holidays are in the Bible. Easter, Christmas. The Lord wasn't born in the winter. He was born in the spring. Okay. The spring doesn't start really up until around May, April. You know, okay, he was born in the beginning of the year. He wasn't born in the dead of the winter. You see, has nothing to do. Easter has nothing to do. It actually goes back to bloody sacrifices, child sacrifices, orgies. All right, that's what Easter goes back to. It goes back to Ishtar. You see, and really, that's supposed to be the Passover. In the scriptures where it speaks about Easter, it's supposed to be the Passover, which is at the beginning of the year. All right. Like I said, in the beginning, in the spring, the newness of life, the newness, you see, you want the Lord to pass over you at the beginning of the year and not destroy you. That's what you're keeping, right? You good with the Lord. You got your blood upon your doorposts. You see? And so, yeah, man, we're going to, it's a lot more to it, man. Woe to them, this is 24, that keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. I will not spare them. You see? Go your way, ye children, from the power, defile not my sanctuary. So, hey, again, like we say, there's over 600 statutes and commandments. We're not required to keep them perfectly, but we're supposed to keep the ones we can keep and rehearse the righteous acts. You people, you won't even come back to the very basic. You won't even inquire of the first things that you need to do in order to get right with the Most High. You just instantly fan your hand at what we're saying. Because there are prerequisites, okay? You're not accountable to like come in being perfect and knowing all this stuff, but you're supposed to be nursed in this thing. And a lot of you just talk shit off the jump. You don't even recognize what we're saying. And that, honestly, that means you're in a bad case and you don't even know it. All right? And so with that, man, we're gonna wrap it up. Shalom.